2, 1, go!
Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, welcome to Balonly, where today the Coney Spring, who are in 3rd place, are facing the 4th place Balonly Angels. Sceptile and Leafeon are going to be starting out for the grass types, whereas it's a fellow evolution in Sylveon and Hatterene starting out for the Balonly Angels. This is the second top 4 side in a row that the Balonly Angels will be facing as Sceptile goes for a defend order, so they definitely want the win after losing last week in a huge matchup. Leafeon with a super effective Sludge Bomb onto Hatterene, and it's left it with a poison. This is a fantastic start for the Coney Spring, who are coming off a huge and very impressive victory last round, and they want to repeat that again here today as Hatterene goes for its own super effective move on Leafeon with a U-turn, so it's going to go back to the bench, so it's not actually going to suffer from that poison at the moment as Gardevoir comes out in its place. A Dragon Breath from Sceptile will not affect the Fairy types as Leafeon absorbs Light, preparing for a Solar Beam, so it will get that same type attack boost as Gardevoir is going to go with the Water Pulse onto Sceptile. Not very effective, but does get the critical hit, would explain why it seemed to do more damage than usual, as Sylveon with the Corrosive Gas. This is going to corrode away every Pokemon's Leper Berry on the field, except for Sylveon's, of course, as Sceptile responds with a Power Trip, going for Gardevoir, trying to capitalize on that part Psychic typing. Leafeon is going to be able to complete that Solar Beam, going for Gardevoir. A good hit there, Gardevoir taking the damage from the grass types as Gardevoir with a workup, so it's going to boost up its stats here. Instead of going for an offensive move, Gardevoir with the attack and special attack boost. But Sylveon with the super effective Fire Pledge onto Leafeon, it gets the elimination of its fellow evolution, and the Baloney Angels take the early lead here as a Abomasnow comes out onto the field. The Abomasnow with that Snow Warning is going to set up a hail over the field, and it's actually the only Pokemon on the field at the moment who will not take damage from that. A Sceptile with the Retaliate onto Gardevoir gets the quick response elimination to tie things up. The Coney Spring leveling the field here with the Angels as Sylveon foolishly goes for the splash and nothing happens, of course, but Abomasnow going with the Spirit Shackle. This will prevent Sylveon from leaving, but does decent damage there. Again, Sylveon can no longer escape, but Sceptile and Sylveon do get hit by that hail, so they do take damage from that as Hatterene does come back out onto the field now, and a Gunk Shot is avoided by Sylveon. Fantastic play, but Sylveon responds to Sceptile with a Pin Missile. It gets the first hit. If it gets all 5, if it gets 4, it should get the elimination. It's got 3 Sceptiles holding on, super effective, but it only gets 3, and Sceptile is still in this matchup, which allows Abomasnow to go for the confusion onto Hatterene. Not very effective, but Hatterene is going to respond with a Snipe Shot and goes for Abomasnow, so doesn't capitalize on going for Sceptile, but that doesn't matter because Sceptile is hit with that hail, which means Abomasnow's hail that it's set up has actually eliminated its own teammate. That is terrible, that ability coming in to not help the spring, but that poisoning almost eliminates Hatterene. I think Hatterene will not make it past the next turn at this stage as Serena comes out onto the field, and a Clanging Scales immediately will not affect the Fairy types, but Imprison performed by Abomasnow using the same tactic that Cradily used last round for the Coney Spring could be a fantastic play here, as Serena, Sylveon and Hatterene all get hit by that hail. And that poisoning should finish Hatterene off here, which will tie things up again for the Coney Spring. So they are keeping themselves in this matchup. And again, with that Imprison being performed as Togekiss comes out into the field, it is going to cause the Fairy types to struggle, as we see Togekiss struggling, going for Abomasnow. So they've got the right play here. They're trying to take out the Pokemon who set up that struggle, who set up that Imprison, as a pluck from Serena to Togekiss, and does steal its Leper Berry and eats it right in front of its face. The disrespect there as Abomasnow goes for the Vine Whip. Won't be very effective even with that same type attack boost, and now Sylveon will be performing the struggle. This Imprison strategy, a fantastic strategy, is what boosted the Coney Spring into the Elite Four of the 2022 PokeType League, as that hail does continue over the field. So if they can do this again, surely this will bump them even further up the leaderboard, as they are currently sitting in 3rd, and there's Togekiss getting that recoil damage as a Guillotine is avoided by Sylveon from Serena. But Sylveon again continuing to struggle, goes for Abomasnow, and Sylveon is eliminated with that recoil damage, and this again is what happened last round. Abomasnow does go for the Roar. This will send Togekiss back to the bench and drag out another Pokemon in its place, being Carbink, who will be continuing to struggle, because again, Abomasnow on this field needs to be taken out by the fairy types. This tactic is fantastic. Togekiss already back out onto the field, but does immediately go for the struggle, goes for Abomasnow, does the right thing, but does get eliminated by that recoil damage. This strategy, the Coney Spring 2 weeks in a row, Serena with a Crush Claw onto Carbink, those huge defenses, not very effective as well, and Abomasnow with a Sludge Bomb, trying to capitalize on that fairy typing, does do more damage, and now Carbink goes for a struggle of its own. They're continuing to go for Abomasnow, but they've only got 2 Pokemon left, as Carbink does get damaged by that recoil, and Alcremie, the last Pokemon, comes out for the Battle of the Angels. A bind now being set up by Serena. Now, the Coney Spring have a 4-2 lead. This is huge, and again, here goes Alcremie going for the struggle. Does go for Abomasnow. If they can get one more on Abomasnow, eliminate from this matchup as Abomasnow goes for the Swords Dance and unlock themselves from that imprisonment, this will be huge. The Angels could potentially still keep themselves in this matchup, but Carbink goes for the struggle, gets Abomasnow eliminated, but that recoil damage, I don't know what it's going to do to Carbink. Carbink does hold on, so Carbink's still in the matchup, but the bind continues, and the bind is what takes out Carbink. So Alcremie is all by itself now. It has been unlocked from that imprisonment, but it has Gourgeist now to contend with, as well as Serena, as well as one more Pokemon we don't know on the bench of the Coney Spring. Serena with the Leer is going to lower the defense of Alcremie here. And Alcremie with the Roost, so brilliantly, Alcremie is going to restore its health back to full strength. Alcremie is setting up, trying to go for the long haul here. Gourgeist, so with the bite onto Alcremie. It's not very effective, however. It is very positive they're getting in that damage. Serena with the Rock Polish now is going to boost its speed, although it's already the quickest Pokemon on the field, so that multi-attack won't affect the Ghost type Gourgeist, but Gourgeist goes for a Dragon type move, which won't affect Alcremie. The Avalanche, however, from Serena, good damage there. Now, Alcremie responds with a Magical Leaf. This won't be very effective on the Grass types, but now Gourgeist with the Grassy Glide, same type attack bonus, and it gets the elimination. The Coney Spring have handed the Battle of the Angels their second loss in a row, their second of the season. That's a huge victory for the Coney Spring, and that has boosted them up onto the top spot. They are at the head of the leaderboard, and their next matchup will be against the Hearthome Haunts, who are currently actually sitting in 4th place, as the Battle Angels do get knocked down to 5th. Their next matchup will be against the New Morphle Devils. And speaking of the Hearthome Haunts, they will be facing the Pheromones in our next matchup. I look forward to that, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.